Villa are rolling through preseason.
Crew 4, Aston Villa 1, Leipzig 2, Villa 0, Club America 1, Aston Villa 0. Opening day of the Premier League season, and it starts off with a win for Aston Villa.
It's a frustrating start to the season at Villa Park as Aston Villa dropped the home opener to Arsenal 2-0. I'm a little frustrated at England because Watkins didn't have a full preseason. John Duran, what a man. Is he the best player in the world? That's gotta be the most incredible strike I've seen in the modern Premier League era. What a comeback by Aston Villa. I have always wanted a Champions League patch on my Aston Villa shirt. Aston Villa's opponents are set for the league phase of the Champions League. Aston Villa are flying to the top of the Champions League table. How about that? Don't know about you, but I'm buzzing. I'm going to Villa Park for Aston Villa versus Bayern Munich. Hearing that anthem is going to be insane.
The champion! Tears in my eyes, man, seeing the Champions League at Villa Park. I know I am, I'm sure I am, I'm Villa till I die.
Here comes John Duran. John Duran is on my mind.
That's it! He's ready! That's it! Just like in the 1982 European Cup final, I'm having the time of my life.
Aston Villa claim another 3 points in the Champions League with a 2-0 victory over Bologna. Aston Villa are top of the Champions League. If this is a dream, I never want to wake up. We're 11 games unbeaten. Would you rather win the League Cup or qualify for the Champions League? It's a moot point after a Carabao Cup loss to Crystal Palace. A London L and a painful one as well. Tottenham put 4 past Aston Villa, but there's no time to feel sorry for ourselves. On to Brugge in the Champions League. This was one of the worst Aston Villa performances I've seen in a long time. 3 losses in a week doesn't feel great, and we have Liverpool on Saturday. Villa lost again. It may feel like Aston Villa are on a bit of thin ice at the moment. Something has got to change at Aston Villa. It's 8 games without a win, a miserable stretch, and the low point of the Unai Emery era. Everyone's short on confidence, but we're only a third of the way through the Premier League season. 2 massive opportunities at Villa Park this week, so let's back the manager, let's back the team, and turn it around. It feels so good to win. Aston Villa finally stopped the skid. This is the confidence boost we needed. John Duran is on my mind, and Villa are climbing the table. Let's keep the momentum going into the Champions League. Goals galore, what a wild one in Leipzig. Villa held on and grabbed a massive 3 points. Up to 3rd in the Champions League, I can almost taste the knockout round. Villa fall to Forest after conceding 2 late goals. Villa didn't do enough to deserve the win. Boxing Day disappointment. I am sick of conceding all of these late goals. 3 points to start the new year. 150 years of Aston Villa celebrated in style at Villa Park. Villa are through to the 4th round of the FA Cup. It wasn't glamorous, it wasn't glorious, but it was a hugely important 3 points for Aston Villa. A point at the Emirates? Hey, I'll take it, especially after Aston Villa found themselves down 2-0. A lot of resilience in a comeback. Morgan Rogers is a man on a mission. 2 goals in 5 minutes. Villa are flying. Champions League top 8. Incredible drama at Villa Park and across Europe. On to the round of 16. Is this FIFA career mode or real life? Marcus Rashford and Marco Asensio to Aston Villa. Aston Villa just won the transfer window. Marcus Rashford, Marco Asensio, Axel Disasi. All this after already signing Daniel Malen and Andres Garcia. The FA Cup run is on. Aston Villa are into the 5th round for the first time in a decade. Marco Asensio! Villa beat Chelsea. 2 goals from Asensio, 2 assists from Rashford. What's the deal with Selhurst Park? Crystal Palace can't beat anyone there except for Aston Villa. Marco Asensio again. 2 more goals. Aston Villa are 3 wins away from lifting the FA Cup. Redemption in Bruges for Aston Villa. The finishing was clinical. Is this the way to Barcelona? Come on, Villa. Into the next round, into the quarterfinals of the Champions League. We're playing PSG. Bring it on. Unai Emery wants revenge. PSG, next round of the Champions League. You're going down. Wembley, Wembley. London calling for Aston Villa. We've reached the FA Cup semi-finals. Marcus Rashford scored his first Villa goal. 5 wins in a row. It's the Rashford and Asensio show. Aston Villa followed me back on Instagram. Let's go!
It's over! Come on! Marching on another big 3 points. Come on, the Villa. Villa 2, Forest 1. Important 3 points in the chase for the Champions League. It's party time here at the North American Villa meetup.
Pain in Paris, but it isn't over. Still all to play for at Villa Park on Tuesday. I have never been so frustrated after an Aston Villa victory. Yes, we beat PSG. Yes, we came back. We had chances to win it at the end. Villa missed 5 big chances. What an effort. Villa Park was rocking. What a run it was in the Champions League. Aston Villa showed the world that we belong. No one believed we could get this far. Top 8 and a quarterfinal. Unai Emery keeps taking us to new heights. I'm so proud of this club and fan base. Let's turn it up on Saturday against Newcastle. Aston Villa battered Newcastle. Ollie Watkins scored after 33 seconds. The Champions League race is really juicy. That is a terrible way to lose. Seeing Pep celebrate like that has me sick to my stomach. City were there for the taking. Even a point would have been helpful. But it's our first loss in the league since February. On to Wembley. We've got a cup final to reach. It was 3-0 against Crystal Palace. It could have been 6. I don't know what it is about Palace for Villa, but Villa have only lost 3 of the last 13. We still need to push for Europe. Victory for Aston Villa. 3 massive points. Let's push for the Champions League. Ollie Watkins is Aston Villa's record goal scorer. 75 goals. Congrats, Ollie. That 1 goal was all Villa needed to beat Bournemouth. 3 points. Up to 6th, still in the Champions League race. The Champions League chase is on. Villa can do this. 8 wins in our last 9. We need to win next Sunday and we can get into the Champions League. Up the Villa. Can Aston Villa qualify for the Champions League again? Villa need 3 points. Without this, we can forget about it. You've got to be absolutely joking me. It was the worst first half performance I've seen from Unai Emery's Aston Villa. It was the worst performance I've seen from Villa in nearly 10 years since we were relegated. Emi Martinez is sent off. I don't know what he was doing. Terrible back pass. He's left in no man's land, but he did not need to clatter Højlund. Morgan Rogers had the opener and it was ruled out. I don't know how this was given as a foul. Bayender doesn't have control. He's fumbling it. He scores and it should be 1-0, but the referee blew and VAR couldn't intervene. That's a load of baloney. VAR literally exists so you don't stop play too early. Pretty heartbreaking, pretty tough way to end the season. Would you have accepted this at the start of the season? Premier League, 6th place. Champions League, top 8 and quarterfinals. FA Cup semi-finals, Europa League qualification. It ended on a sour note, but Aston Villa had a tremendous season. Played Champions League football and qualified for Europe for the 3rd season running. Just 9 years ago, we were relegated. Let's celebrate the journey and how far we've come.
Long story short, this club has been through some tough times, but now we're here, so let's enjoy the ride and everything that comes along with it. Up the Villa. Up the Villa.
Up the Villa. Thank you, Footy Fam. A special thanks to the VIPs and Ultras who are paid subscribers on the Footy Fam Patreon. This video wouldn't be possible without your support. If you want to see your name in the credits and get other awesome perks like BTS content and more, make sure to subscribe via the link in the description.